Alrighty, mic check, mic check. Let's go ahead and get on in here, shall we? Howdy, y'all. This is Wes, and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV stream. So, no real plans today, just continuing to level my Black Mage, and yeah, just gonna have a nice chill day. I apologize if it starts getting a little loud. They're redoing the floors in the rest of the home, so you might hear a little bit going on in the background. But yeah, I just decided, you know what, it's a pretty hot day out, so wanted to stay inside, try and stay cool, and yeah, just kind of hang out and keep leveling my Black Mage. I finally got Freeze and some of the other big moves that really start to make the rotation feel a little bit better. I might hop over to Kyra and run a Glaya at some point. Really no plans for how long I'll stream today. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's a couple, and it just really depends on when I start getting hungry more than anything. But yeah, so I think the big elephant in the room that wanted to kind of address, go away, that I kind of wanted to talk about, just kind of give us some topics for the stream was, you know, obviously yesterday they had the big announcement on the Lodestone discussing the use of mods, and then very quickly afterwards, you know, they started putting the ban wave out on quite a few pretty big name streamers, including a few that were in the new Ultimate and whatnot. So, you know, that's kind of been the big talking point on all of the Reddits and within the Final Fantasy community. So I thought I'd go ahead and talk about that a little bit. Personally, perfectly fine with it. I have no issues whatsoever with them banning people that are using mods on stream. You know, there are a few that are a pretty big gray area. Obviously, there are quite a few accessibility mods that are pretty important for some people. So, you know, things like that, things like the chat bubbles and whatnot, I really don't have too much of a problem with those. You know, I know quite a few players that are disabled or were in accidents or something like that, where those accessibility mods are literally the only way that they can play. But I've seen a lot of discussions that have really kind of conflated a lot of the big issues with a lot of mods. You know, they're trying to compare something like chat bubbles, which who cares about chat bubbles, man? You know, as a role player, that'd be perfect to have in the game, and I hope they do add it eventually. But they're conflating that with something like trigonometry, and I mean, it's not even remotely close to the same thing. And it sounds like the devs know that as well. They did mention that they are going to be looking at a few different UI elements to try and change. And, you know, they were planning on doing a pretty big rework for a lot of this stuff for 7.0 anyways, so I think this just kind of spurned it on. But there's a lot of people that are, you know, going into, as Zeppel put it, whataboutism. And, yeah, I mean, don't fall for any of that crap. I mean, that's not even remotely the same thing. You know, your horny bunny mods are not the same thing as a mod that does callouts for you and essentially makes the actual content quite a bit easier. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if what spurned this on wasn't even Dragon Song. It seems like that's the big rumor going around, but I think what really kind of spurned it on was Crystal and Conflict, because it was very immediately and blatantly apparent what mods were being used and when they were used against you, and it absolutely tanked the enjoyment of some of the matches that where it was obvious that the other team was using a mod, right? You know, something like auto poly, right when you start casting a Red Mage LB, or before they patched it, the Sage LB, you know, stuff like that was absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not at all surprised. I just feel like there are a lot of people that are like, well, the terms of service are not clear and all of this stuff. Let's make one thing clear when it comes to modding and terms of service and all of that. The terms of service is not a contract. The terms of service is just laying out their expectations of you as a player. It is not in any way a legally binding contract. As a private company, they can ban you because it's Tuesday if they feel like it. So they can make the rules whatever they want. So this whole idea that they need to be more clear and all of that stuff, I feel like that's being made by a lot of bad actors, essentially. Like they can ban you for any reason at any time. Now, obviously, from a PR standpoint, there's a reason that they don't do a lot of that, because a game that's built on your community. You have to ride that fine line of making sure they're comfortable without upsetting them, while also, trying to keep it a comfortable place, right? And I think that's that line that they're trying to ride right now. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like Hackbot and whatnot, greet the Imperial Centurion. I can't remember. Do I have to have these on? I think I do. It's been a while. Stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason you guys should have that on stream. It's not really a surprise. I think just about everyone uses ACT at this point. Obviously, I do the Talking the Red videos, and I mention my numbers in that. But, there's always been that rule of don't talk about it. I mean, it's like the easiest rule to follow. Like, it's just kind of, wink, wink, hey, don't use this. And ever since this past summer, really once the WoW team, I mean, I know it get kind of old hat blaming the WoW Raiders for coming over, but I mean, that really is where it started to line up. Ever since then, there's been a lot of people just really flouting the rules. I got turned off of a lot of the WoW streamers and like, the Limit Crew and whatnot when they came over, partially because of it. You'd have people on their stream saying, hey, no, you really don't need to use mods. I need to throw that out there. And then immediately turn around and say, oh, but, if you are interested, here's this mod that we're sponsoring and trying to get created. Stuff like that. A lot of the big WoW streamers and streamers in general, and I don't want to throw it all on WoW because there are a lot of Final Fantasy streamers like this too, especially in the Imperial Salute. There we go. A lot of streamers in the Final Fantasy community that are like it too, that don't take any responsibility whatsoever for how their play styles and their actions trickle down into the community at large. I mean, we have almost 2 decades of experience showing how this happens with World of Warcraft, and not just that, but pretty much any game that uses mods that can give a competitive edge. So yeah, when mods like that are used and blatantly shown on stream, it does trickle down. It does make the community think, oh, well, this is required. I'm gonna have to have this now, and it starts to make players like me who don't use Hackbot or any of those other mods, it starts to shut them out of the community. And obviously, with consoles being a thing for Final Fantasy, it's a whole other level, right? So you don't want to set that expectation that certain mods are required. And yeah, I really have no problem with them cracking down on it and saying, hey, no, this is starting to foster the exact community or exact environment that we hope to avoid. They even came out, months ago and said, hey guys, please do not make us do anything about this. And people didn't listen. People kept flouting the rules and becoming even more blatant about it in a lot of cases. So yeah, I don't think it's really a surprise at all when you look at it. One of the reasons, and really essentially the only reason that I have ever used something like ACT or parsing is specifically for conversations like this. Because every time people start talking about, you know, mods and high-end rating and that kind of thing, there are always people that seem to be like obsessed with peak efficiency and like how things are done. And it's like, oh well, you see, you know, in high-end raids, high-end savages, you know, these mods are essentially required. You can't do them in these ultimates and you can't do these ultimates and whatnot without the quality of life that these mods bring. And I'm just the reason I bring up ACT is so I can tell those kind of people to just shut the hell up. I mean, I do those talking to red guides, right? And you guys have seen those performances. I aim for 90 plus on pretty much any fight that I do. I guess people died. Oh yeah, Sid died. Sorry, I'm talking so much. And the reason I do that is specifically so I can tell those kinds of people, no, let me tell you how high-end rating goes. You don't need mods. You don't need CACbot. You can do ultimates and any of those without those tools. And people are like, well, it's just quality of life changes, but that's kind of the point. You know, a lot of these fights are about being able to handle your inputs as well as the mechanics. Being able to process what's happening on the screen and react to it, that is the game. Like, that is the fight. So when you have mods like Hackbot and callouts to do those things and make things easier, it literally defeats the point of doing the fights. It defeats the point of the game. Like, why play the game? And I think it says a lot about a lot of these supposed, you know, top players in the game, the people that are doing world firsts and all of this stuff, that they apparently can't do it without those mods, that they have to have someone writing triggers for them behind the scenes and able to get world first. To me, that says you're not really as good of a player as people are claiming you to be, or that you're claiming to be. If you need someone to make trigonometry trigger or CACbot triggers for you off stream so you can be world first and ultimate, then you're not really that good of a player. You know? Why, if you're really as good as you think you are, then why do you need those triggers? You can do it without it. That's the whole point. I mean, Yoshi P has been on stream doing these fights with controllers just to prove that you don't need any of this stuff to complete the content. I do savage rating at a very, very high level when I could be asked to, anyways. You know, trying to crawl through Party Finder gets a little tiring after a while. I haven't done it lately. But yeah, when I do raid, I do it at a high level, and I don't use any of that stuff. The only reason I use ACT is to tell people, no, shut up, I know what I'm doing, right? You know, there just seems to be this one-handed. Well, I guess I'm using that anyways, right? Oh, and I guess I wasn't in my actual armor, so that probably has to do with a little bit of it. Yeah, let's put those back on. So yeah, there just seems to be a lot of bad arguments, really on both sides, but particularly from the sides that want to try and defend the mods. And that's not saying that, you know, the people that are saying no mods ever aren't making some pretty bad choices too. I don't agree with raid brigading, which I guess is something that 5chan is doing now, and what kind of started all of this. I mean, that's the rumor going around. Who knows for sure, right? But yeah, I mean, if it is raid brigading that's causing a lot of these bans and mass reporting, that stuff was annoying in WoW. It's annoying in just about any game that it happens in, partially because there's no accountability. You know, obviously they're targeting people that are obviously breaking the rules and are warranting a ban, but who's to say who their target is? I mean, who makes that call? So I think there does need to be a little bit of a tempering down on that side too. But overall, I mean, I don't have an issue with the bans. I don't have an issue with the devs' position on this and finally cracking down on it. I think that maybe they should have should have cracked down on it earlier before the world first race made this a whole hullaboo. Maybe given the streamers a little bit more warning, said, hey guys, we're gonna be cracking down on this, you know, make sure not to be super obvious about this stuff. But they're doing it the way that they did it, and you know, the streamer community is gonna have to reckon with it. But yeah, on the whole, I really don't have too many issues with the modding finally being actioned. It's so easy not to show them on stream. It really is. I mean, the UI stuff like chat bubbles and stuff, but a lot of the UI mods aren't really the big issue here, right? But yeah, I mean, the other stuff, you don't have to show it on stream. I don't know why people thought that they were going to be able to plot the magic. Okay. I don't know why people thought they were going to get away with it for so long anyways. It's super easy to hide it. There's not really a negative to doing so. Okay. Do I get weapons now? No. But yeah, I mean, it's their own fault for being so blatant about it, and really pushing the line. I mean, like I said, Yoshi said ages ago, please do not make us take action on this, and the community took the devs' love for granted, essentially. The Magitech armor back to Wedge. And yeah, I think it was kind of inevitable to happen at this point. So yeah, this is what the new rules are going to be, and we'll just have to see how it all settles. Oh, that's right, I have to welcome Maggie. There we go. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it affects the streaming community. I'm sure people like Arthur's and all of the other ones that really just can't get it through their head to stop being assholes, I'm sure they're gonna have a lot to say about it. But yeah, it is what it is, and we'll take it as it comes. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, and yeah, just keep streaming mod free for as long as I need to. There we go. Let's see if this is gonna be another odd one. Can't remember. These fights always had like little tricks to them. Like the last one, you know, you couldn't just focus on whoever was attacking you. You had to focus on who was attacking Sid, and I think that's where I messed up, because I forgot that. There you go. Keep it away from Maggie. There we go. I'm trying to stream and play Black Mage. I know Zeppla talked about this in her favorite classes video recently, but yeah, trying to stream and play Black Mage at the same time is definitely an experience that you have to get used to. Here we go. Kind of clipping all of my slide casting. I'm so used to my my red mage timing, right? But yeah, we'll see how it affects the community. We'll see if they take harsher punishments. You know, they've been pretty open in discussing how hard it is for them to actually crack down on third-party mods, because they can't really find them. You know, they can't really see what's on a player's computer. I mean, I'm using a gaming mouse with the Razer app. I mean, are they going to action against that? And some of that stuff, we'll just have to wait and see how they handle it. I would like to see them, you know, in terms of the Razer stuff that I've talked about on stream, I would like to see them add scroll wheel as a possible keybind to the game. That's like my one big thing that I do use outside the game. because I'm so used to it from playing WoW for so many years. Having the scroll wheel not be bindable, it just seems kind of like an odd choice. Oh, something on my screen here. Back to the Imperial Soldier. There we go. But yeah, we'll have to see how that kind of stuff plays out. But yeah, it's possible we'll see more punishment for streaming with mods on, and basically doing what I think is the big issue, which is fostering a community where it's accepted, right? I don't think you're ever going to truly get rid of all mods. I think CACBot and trigonometry and all of those are going to be used. And obviously people with their own statics and running the world first races and all that stuff, there's literally nothing I can do to stop them, no matter how much I hate it, right? But it's important to stop encouraging or fostering an environment where the community makes that the expectation. And I think that's what they're doing more than anything. They're trying to say, hey, we can't really stop you from using this in your private parties, but if you start making this the expectation for your party finder groups and random strangers and stuff, that's where we need to crack down, and that's completely unacceptable. You know, it's hard to find a UCOB group, or I think it's UCOB, or maybe it's UWU, whichever one that specifically has trigger. It might be UWU for the Titan jails, right? And yeah, it's being blatantly listed in the party finder groups. If you wanted to have an UWU group and you don't have trig, or no one has trig in the group, you're not going to be able to do it. And I think that is precisely what Yoshi and the devs are trying to prevent. Because it has always been a situation where, okay, people are using ACT and all of this stuff in their streams, but don't mention it in a game. Don't prevent people from playing in your group just because you don't like their numbers. And they specifically added so many tools to the party finder group to restrict classes and all of this stuff, that by the time your party finder goes up, anyone that wants to join that group and meets your requirements should be able to, and should be given a proper chance. Kicking someone before the first pool because you looked at their logs, I've seen it happen before on certain streams, or I've seen certain groups try and do that. That is completely unacceptable. 100% unacceptable. If you had it in your party finder group that they can join in, then they should be given the chance to do so. And yeah, I think that is really what they're trying to crack down on here, is just making a very strong statement saying, hey guys, stop letting this become as big in the community as it has been. And I think that's the proper response. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Skip cutscene. No. All right. I forgot. You know, they cleaned up a lot of this stuff, but I still forget how long it truly is until you're actually going back through it again. There's just so much. And like for this character, I'm really just doing it for glams. You know, can't get the good glams unless I'm high level, right? It's the role player's way. You know, those are the only acceptable mods, right? Are the horny mods. It's the crystal way. I'm gonna start streaming with only streaming with horny mods on, because I have to be able to afford the Jacko Tifa somehow, right? So yeah, I mean, I can see Yoshi's stance on those two. You know, it is uncomfortable and kind of rides the line of consent of being able to display other people in a way that they maybe don't want to be displayed at. That's a whole other thing. But I think it makes sense. I don't think it's ever going to stop it, and ultimately those mods don't affect anyone else. But obviously it's very unacceptable to use those kind of mods and then, you know, share screenshots and stuff without consent, and that's really where the issue comes into play with texture mods and that kind of thing. Who do I want to attack first? Wait, is this the one where I have to go through and find the bombs? It might be. But yeah, I expect if this doesn't send a clear message, then they will take harsher punishments. I'm not super worried about it affecting streaming, because again, if you have to stream with Cactbot and all of those on to clear world first, you're clearly not as good as we thought. Yeah, this is the one where I have to go find the generators, right? And yeah, it's trivially easy to turn those off, right? So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, I'm fine with it. You know, it's been what, 29 minutes. I think that's really, I've said all that I can say about it. I'm kind of going in circles at this point. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, that was the big news. That's kind of where things are at right now with the community. Don't be surprised if you see people bringing it back up in Twitter and that kind of thing. It's gonna be the discussion probably for the foreseeable future. So if that's not your thing, just kind of be forewarned. All right, next generator. Yeah, I completely forgot the generators on this one. I always forget where they are. Okay, where is it? Is it back here? I've done this quest like, God, I don't know how many times. At least 10, 11. And I still forget. Just like I always forget to not use the recommended button on new tanks, because it's going to put me in crafter gear. But yeah, I'm slowly getting back into Black Mage. Slowly getting the feel of it. I'm just really excited to finally, I don't know why I used that so early, finally get some good glams coming up here soon. But yeah, it's another issue with alts, you know, not being able to share money and stuff, because otherwise I would just be able to buy a lot of the glams that I want off the market board. But unfortunately, I don't have the money, so I have to level my ult all the way up so I can get her money. Wait, is there another generator? Did I miss one? Oh my god. This quest is going to end me, I swear. Where are you? So yeah, there's gotta be another one. Okay, there it is. God, I hate this quest. I hate this quest so much. All right, but yeah, my thoughts with everything kind of line up with Zepla's. I was about halfway through watching her video when I started the stream. I'm sorry for starting it late. I forgot about the big solo duty at the end of Shadowbringers, and I was doing that on another ult. So I was like trapped playing Urianger, forgetting how to use all of his cards and stuff for that final. I guess that was 5.55 or 5.50, or that happened, and I got kind of stuck there. And another thing that I forgot, despite doing it 2 or 3 times now. But hey, at least that ult, my real bunny girl is finally an Endwalker now, so that's nice. She's already in like full Subligar and Coliseum gear, so I don't necessarily need too many upgrades for her if I want to be as skimpy as possible, right? Oh my god, this one's still back somewhere. You gotta be kidding me. What is going on? This one's like really far away. I think. It's gotta be back here. I haven't run into the red thing yet. Where in the world? Okay. I hate this quest. I hate this duty. I am excited to do Cape Westwind for the first time. That should be coming up soonish. If I remember right. The new solo duty for that. Where the unknown foe? Oh, this one doesn't have a generator. Here I am running around and yeah, this one's just here to introduce new mechanics. That works. I feel like an idiot. Alright. So it should be, yeah, it should be coming up here pretty soon. Cape Westwind. I gotta do this, and I gotta go to that one fort that's like kind of out of the way somewhere. I forget. I think it's in one of the shrouds. Here we go. Put that back on. I haven't even made my my adventure plate on this character yet. None of my glams have been worth it. It's just been big baggy robes all the way down Royal Promenade. Oh, that's right. Can I get out of here again? Yes, arrivals attendant. There we go. But yeah, not a whole lot of other big news. People showing screenshots on Twitter and stuff. That's really been about it. I want the hustings strip. I'd like some more stuff to come up on the Mog Station. They added the new T emote last night. I might get that for roleplay purposes. We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited for some new glams. Now that I'm actually playing characters that I might actually roleplay with, it'll be worth it maybe buying some more Mog Station gear. I never really bought a whole lot of like glams from the Mog Station just because I never change Kyra's glam. I mean, I love my Red Mage glam as it is. I've never really had a situation where I needed something other than that. Even you know, going out on club nights or whatever.
We keep treading.
Isn't that Jason Charles Miller that does his AR voice too? I think it is. Oh, Waking Sands, pray return. All right. But yeah, even going out on club nights, which I haven't really done a whole lot lately. I don't really change my glam up all that much. I think I have a couple, like, Aldi and a couple of the East Asian glams or whatever that I have saved. But again, I don't really use them all that much. So I made these characters specifically so like I would have a reason to like, I can't remember what Trauma Queen was for. Need a reason to like buy stuff like the Dirndls and whatnot, because I do like those glams a lot. I love Kyra's glam. It's part of her personality at this point. These other characters are just kind of like whatever. I still need to make some backstory and stuff to them. So I'm a little more fast and loose with what I'll make them look like in the long run. So yeah, I am excited to get these guys up to at least 80. Oh wow, I finally hit that breakpoint, huh? 49. Okay, I thought that they fixed it so that this wouldn't be as big of an issue, but I guess not. Yeah, I thought when they fixed or went back through and revamped all the ARR stuff, they made it so that you wouldn't have these gaps anymore. It's kind of disappointing to see that they're still in. But yeah. It's whatever. It won't take me long. I can go and do a leveling roulette. That should make it go pretty fast. Let's see, this is Lost City of Amdapor, I think. Oh, Wanderer's Palace. That's right. It's one that I don't really see all that often, so I always forget it exists. I'll go with the Black Pearl Ring. Alright, so we'll see how long the queue takes. And then after that, who knows, maybe I'll hop over and do a Glaya, because I still need to do it this week. You know, if I do want to hop back through and finish up this Savages for this tier. God, I hate Party Finder so much. I don't want to do it. I was 2/3 of the way through P3S and was on track to do pretty well in that too, and I ended up leaving the static. Just wasn't feeling it anymore, and haven't stepped foot in any of the Savages since then. I'd like to go back through and bring up my P1S performance, but just make it orange across the board as far as I can. Yeah, just Party Finder's such a drag. And like the people are nice. It's not like I run into a whole lot of jerks or anything like that. It's just, you know, I've discussed it on stream many times. You just never know how it's gonna go. And every time you join a new group, you're basically starting fresh all over again. So, you know, if you spend 90 minutes just really pushing with a group and making some progress, but it's just not happening, and then one person leaves, and then it starts to cascade from there, and then you find yourself in need of another group, and you could be starting from scratch all over again. So it just becomes a grind trying to do frog content through Party Finder. You know, now that Savage has been out a while, it probably isn't as bad. P4S, you know, the last one of the tier is always going to be bad no matter what in Party Finder, but at least the strats are out there, and I'm not opposed to watching videos and stuff, so hopefully it wouldn't take me too long. I'd have to see like what the Party Finder strats are, because sometimes they are different from the usual YouTube strats. You know, not everyone uses whatever Ilya. Man, that truck is loud. Uses whatever Ilya or whoever the big strat is nowadays is. So I'd have to go through and see all of that. Might take a couple runs to just kind of clean it up. Apparently the new EX isn't too bad, so I might hop in there and do that at some point. I know I've said that for like 3 streams now, but that's kind of whatever. Oh yeah, I need to start Peace for Thonalon. Is that another... Is that unlocking some of my PvP? I think it might be. Can't remember, but I think it is. But yeah, I don't know. I know I can do it. Oh no, that's Beast Tribes. That I'm not worried about at all. Am I at 368? Yeah. That's the other thing, is I can't turn in all of this stuff until I turn in like a billion other company seals, and I can't get company seals until I start doing more of this stuff. That ill-conceived venture. Oh yeah, this is just summoner jobs, I think, or retainer jobs. I have to go and help my retainers. But yeah, it's not that I can't do it. I don't think anyone that's watched my guides or watched me actually stream the high-end stuff thinks I can't do it. It's just, do I want to do it? And that raises a lot more questions. So I'm always constantly... Man, it is hopping tonight. It's Tuesday, guys. Go to work. So So yeah, it's just it's more of a question of do I want to, and yeah, and it's a question I ask myself, and yeah, I'm always constantly trying to find other things that I can do to basically hold off from jumping back into Party Finder. Let's see. I can at least get rid of some of this like gray stuff, right? I can get rid of the yellow item or the white items because those are of no use to me. I cannot turn them in for anything. And get rid of the bat fangs. Not like I'm ever gonna need those again. And I am saving a lot of the I'm saving all of these for now. I usually turn those in. Wait, was raisin something I can eat? Yeah. Nah, I've got enough food. I don't even really use food all that much. I'll keep the raisins, get rid of the lentils, because I've only got one of those. Yeah, there we go. That's looking a lot nicer. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I need to save the Rogadent stuff. I do keep my class stuff. I should probably put it in my I think that stuff can go into the armory chest. Not the glam dresser, but the actual armory chest. I'll have to go back and check. Search Drybone. It's honor before death. Reaper. I'm gonna ride a chocobo so I can actually talk and do this stuff at the same time. There's just so many things I need to do. That is the other thing, is that having the retainers is going to help out a little bit for making money in Gale. But yeah, I usually save all of those coin purses for the excuse me, for the Dome and Enclave restoration. Takes a little bit of time to go through the side quest to actually unlock that, but yeah, I save all of that stuff. Why not? Get myself a lot of money really quickly when I can. But yeah, I'm always just trying to find other stuff, and other stuff to show on stream too. That is one thing that's kind of disappointing about Final Fantasies. It's harder to stream. You know, I've seen a lot of people with the add-on stuff complaining that, oh, this is going to affect the streaming community so much. And it's like, no one really watches Final Fantasy streams to begin with. Yeah, I mean, you can just look at my YouTube channel for that, right? And it's really not because people don't like the game. It's just that once you're done with the MSQ, it's either a high-end rating, which, I mean, most people would rather just hop in and do that anyways, and it appeals to a very small section of people, or maybe, I don't know, triple triad. Like, there's not as many collectible things that you can do in WoW. Like, that is one thing that I really liked about World of Warcraft, and what a lot of my old videos were based on, was just the weird, funky items that you can find, right? And you could do entire content just on that. And it's much, much harder to do in Final Fantasy. There is kind of a hard line on being able to do old content. In World of Warcraft, it's pretty fluid on when you can go back and start farming old raids and stuff, for mounts or whatever. For Final Fantasy, it's pretty easy. It's like, oh, 2 X-Packs, okay, now you can go back and do it. Done. I just recently did some Stormblood dungeons on my Red Mage for the first time in ages, and I completely didn't even realize you can solo them now. Or at least you can solo Siren Song C. That's the one I did for my Chloe book last week. And it's like, I didn't even really think of that. I was still queuing for it as early as like last month. But yeah, it's basically, oh, 2 X-Packs, boom, go and do it. So yeah, it's not as interesting to stream, I think. it is very hard for content creators to make it as a Final Fantasy streamer. So anything that kind of cuts off of that or makes it harder for them to stream, which I think is kind of a bullshit excuse to begin with. You don't need mods on to stream. But yeah, it is something to kind of think about. But yeah, I mean, it is hard to make it as a streamer to begin with. I mean, even my old like 2-3 year old, they might even be older than that at this point. My old beginning roleplay video for WoW, like the Beginner's Guide to Roleplay, still makes more views on average than my average Final Fantasy stream. Or even just my pre-made videos. I mean, the pre-made videos on YouTube always tend to do a little bit better than a live stream, and I'm guessing a lot of that just has to do with the algorithm. And it could be stuff like my thumbnails and stuff too, because I do repeat thumbnails for live streams. I mean, playing the same game all the time, there's really not a whole lot of reason to change it up. Yeah, like those old videos, on average, still make a lot more views than my pre-made Final Fantasy videos, and I consider my Final Fantasy videos to be considerably higher quality. Yeah, I had to learn After Effects for that essay that I did about Final Fantasy history and why it's not new or anything like that, why 14's doing so well. I consider those a pretty big step up from my old top 10 rare items you can get in WoW, you know. But the views are nowhere even remotely the same. I don't know why that is. I don't know what attracts people to the Warcraft vids over Final Fantasy. It could just be that there's a lot of players where World of Warcraft is their experience with gaming. You know, I have a lot of friends that really don't play anything but World of Warcraft or Blizzard games. Like, that's what they grew up on, and they just don't really have the time or the interest to play anything else, which I always found kind of odd. But yeah, there are a lot of people, I guess, where World of Warcraft is the only game that they play. And Final Fantasy gamers, I think, tend to be a little bit more in tune with what's out there and more willing to play other games, partially because it's encouraged to do so by the devs, but also just because, I mean, it's Final Fantasy. It's such a historical franchise that for a lot of players playing this, they grew up playing other games to begin with. Anyway. So yeah, it's really not a big deal if I play this or hop over to No Man's Sky or you know, play another one of the Final Fantasy games. There's just a lot more variety content. So yeah, that's why I try switching it up every now and then. Probably not as often as I should, but a lot of that just because I don't stream as often as I should. But, you know, a lot of people, I think, nowadays might come to my channel thinking I'm a Final Fantasy streamer. And it is my main game, but it's not the only game that I play. I would not say that I am necessarily a Final Fantasy 14 content creator. I mean, I am, and I'm not, if that makes sense. I always strive to do other things to make interesting content. You know, all of the big videos that I do, the ones that I go through and write a script and edit and basically have more of the essay format, most of those are going to be more Final Fantasy, just because that's where all the ideas are. But if I have an idea for something else gaming related, yeah, I have really no issue putting it up, making a video about other games, about the gaming industry, that kind of thing. You know, I might throw an essay up on Medium or something like that if something comes to me. It's just, it comes down more to, more to ideas than anything else. But, I mean, I was a journalist long before I was a creative writer or a streamer, so I really have no problem, you know, trying to come up with other ideas about video games and that kind of thing. If people are interested in that content, I don't really want to be, you know, the quote-unquote games journalist. I have enough issues with that side of the industry as it is, that it's not really the kind of thing I want to do. But I might make some fun videos. You know, I need to make another Steam Bites. That was a fun little video. It didn't get many views, but it was basically during one of the Steam sales. I focused on games that were like under $5 that kind of flew under the radar that I just really liked. Fun stuff that weren't the big AAA titles. You know, I had stuff like Beat Buddy on there, The Void, Gray Matter, which I've discussed on stream a couple times that I might play at some point. You know, just the little ones that have either been forgotten about or people didn't know existed because they're not big titles. So I might make another one of those. I haven't really kept track of what's really big in like the small title realm lately. I think the big one right now is just Vampire Survivors, but at this point I don't think Vampire Survivors really needs too much of my help. I think they're doing just fine right now as they are. That's really the only like sub $5 game that I have played recently. I might have to go through and try and find some more. I have a feeling that a lot of the ones that are going to show up on my list are like Arrowgay or something like that. That seems to be where a lot of my top, what seems to be dominating a lot of the top lists ever since Steam has started allowing them. Which, hey man, the people know what they want. Okay, we'll see if I can get this. There we go. Yeah, safe here. Should be safe here. I don't know if they ever fixed it where just spamming freeze is like my best option at this level. It's like 309. So like crits for 800, okay. I'm gonna test this here and just see. 144. Okay, so yeah, they did fix it. It is no longer more efficient to just spam freeze. Oh, don't point them over here. There we go. Cool. So it's kind of nice. They actually have us use our rotation now. That shows you how long it's been since I played Black Mage. The last time I played Black Mage, freeze spam was still the most efficient thing for this level. For pretty much like 30 straight levels, it was the most efficient thing. It was not super engaging. We'll put it that way. I don't know why people keep going over here. I don't think I saw anyone had the newbie bonus. There's really not a reason to. You know, don't forget, guys, if this is about where the level you're at and you're kind of new to the game, you do not get experience for enemies in the dungeon. Going out of your way serves no purpose other than to make things take longer. You do not get experience from killing more mobs. The way experience works in dungeons now is that you get experiences after the bosses. That is the only time you get experience. They basically bankrolled everything that was normal dungeon experience into the boss. That is where all of your experience was then shuffled to. So there's really no reason to go out of your way for it. Now these could be new players. Like I said, I don't think I noticed it, but I was also talking and streaming, so I could have just skipped my grasp, and that's fine. I mean, it's 2 mobs, it's not the end of the world. But there are a lot of players out there who it will annoy. And, yeah. And a lot of players do it because they just don't know it. So, just kind of a heads up. Could also be because I'm partially getting hungry, so we'll see how that affects my mood as the rest of the stream goes on. getting hangry. I don't know why I do the streams before I've had breakfast. I really don't know why I do that. But I've made my bed. I'll lie in it now. But I would like to hop over and maybe do Aglaia. We'll see. I haven't done that in a couple weeks now. All right. So, oh yeah, this is the boss that they changed, and honestly, a pretty. Oh, no wonder it was taking so long. I don't know where she ran off to. Might have just had to AFK for a second. It happens. But yeah, this boss was a welcome change. As much as people remember having to fire off Bertha, I think it was more trouble than it was worth, and not very engaging for one of the players, because that one player was like had to stop doing DPS to do mechanics, and it just it seems like it would be the kind of thing that would be fun until you've done it, like for the 100th time, and then you're like, oh my god, I just want to kill this boss, let me do the DPS, right? You know, starting out, I was like, ooh, I get to be the Bertha Fire, right? And I get to fire the cannons. Not so much nowadays. And yeah, it's another one of those things where they did a good job of implementing things that actually show off mechanics that you're actually going to need to know later on. It seems like every expansion, they go through their phases of like their favorite new mechanic or favorite mechanic they like to bring back. This one seems to be the line crawl. I don't know what else to call it. But yeah, it's this mechanic where something starts at one end and just slowly crawls in a line over to the other end. That seems to be their favorite mechanic for this expansion, because it has popped up so many times in Endwalker. It's here, it's in the Aglaia raid. I know it's in a couple other dungeons as well. I haven't even done treasure maps. It might be in treasure maps, who knows? Yeah, they really like this mechanic. So it's not really a surprise that they have added it in as their showcase for early raiders here. For early dungeon goers. Letting you know what's in store like 200 hours from now. Just be aware, keep this in mind. Alright. Oh, gotta move. I don't have triple cast yet. Whatever will I do? Alright. It's always funny watching other dragoons jump, because there's really not an anim. You get knocked up? Okay. Later. Yeah, I don't need any of this stuff. But yeah, it's always funny watching other dragoons get knocked up, because there's not really an animation to it. They just kind of get thrown up at 200 times speed. Like, I'm sure there's an animation if you slowed it down. You don't really see it when you're just looking at them do it. Yo, switch over to the other boy. The other lad. Okay. Just do that to try and keep my Umbral going. I don't think I have any other Umbral moves. Can't remember. Yeah, it's freeze is the odd man out in terms of like being the one you can spam for AoE. It feels honestly kind of odd that it's like that, because the others use spam fire too, right? But like here you don't spam blizzard 2, you spam freeze, and I'm still not sure what the mindset of it is. Maybe just to let people know it's a spell that exists for when they do PvP. I really don't know. Not that I'm complaining, I like freeze, it's a nice little move. It feels kind of like an outlier, like it's not entirely necessary. Alrighty. Ready to be out of here. His last boss is kind of an odd one too. I mean, they didn't change the mechanics too much, but it feels like it actually takes longer because of the new mechanics. Like I usually see it jump up. Ishkabind, I see it jump up 3, sometimes 4 times now, where it used to just be you could burn it down fast enough to avoid a third. It felt like. Okay, so we did have a new player. That's fine. That's okay. Hope they had fun. All right. There we go. Now I switch it over. Okay, that was fast. Now we're talking. I don't even think I have like any decent yes, this character's name is Bear Meadow. What else did you expect? It's Crystal, right? Like I said, I want the Tifa Jacko statue. I am what I am. Yeah, I don't even think I have any decent titles on this character yet. I don't even know if I have like the best friend or something like that. Bug Girl. I think I might have Bug Girl. Might be my only one. Yeah, I'll just switch it up. Why not? There you go. I don't think I really get much out of yeah, no. It's not really time for me to start weaving in my fire once, it looks like. The 40% chance is just not enough. I mean, I can if I've got nothing else to cast, I guess. Yeah, Black Mage is just such an odd man, such an odd one to level, odd man out in terms of like how your rotation plays out over time. Now it's gonna go up, and now it's doing this a couple times. At least the ice doesn't stay. That was kind of annoying. Oh, center this time. Get out of the way. I do like that it lands in center now, so it's not just like landing on the tank who might or might not place it right in the middle of you. Now at least you know what to avoid. Do it anyways, just in case. There we go. See, that time it was worth it. Yeah, it feels like it's just better for me to just switch over to Blizzard. Get that back up, get back up to Fire 3s. What is it? I think it's a Is it a trait later that makes it a 100% chance? Like I said, that just tells you how long it's been since I played Black Mage, right? Ugh. Oh, and back to the Chachabi. Oh man. Here we go. All right. So yeah, now I've got level 49, so I can go to Operation Archon. That's nice. And then so very close to my Black Mage capstone. First capstone anyways. For some new armor. I am excited. Finally getting something that doesn't just look like a burlap sack. Hooray! Do they learn jobs now? I think they do, or they learn ventures. Yeah, I can start sending them out now. I guess I should have kept some of that gear so I could put it on my ventures, or my retainers, but that's fine. Now right on back over to Vesper Bay. Yeah, is this? I think this. Nah, I'll just port on over. Yeah, I think this is about where I start getting Cape West Wind. Yeah, I heard it's a lot of fun. I heard it has actual mechanics and stuff now as a solo duty. So, I haven't done it yet. I haven't done New Game Plus with it yet or anything like that. So it'll all be new to me. And who knows? I might die. It is within the realm of possibility. I've already died once during a duty here, or failed a duty once. I'm not immune. I forget how a lot of this early stuff went. Oh man. Yeah, the statues, yeah. I mean, they're doing what they want to do. I don't know why they felt that was a necessary item to collab with, but you can get that. You can get the one with the alternative nude version. That's the one that I guess I would go for. Why not? But yeah, at least it's not the $12,000 Terra statue. Like, I was actually really kind of excited to see that and like curious what it would be, because I have genuinely thought about buying that big Nier statue that was what, 3,000. Because I thought that was kind of cool. I'd probably, as much as I do want it, if I had the money, I'd probably get the guitar first, right? Because the guitar, I mean, it's still a Fender custom Strat. That's definitely worth the $3,000, $4,000 there. But yeah, the Terra statue, I don't know what they were thinking with that. Didn't Hironobu Sakaguchi, like, didn't he actually come out and like ask Square what the hell they're thinking? And it's not surprising that they made such a weird decision with it. Like, it's an awesome statue, don't get me wrong. I mean, the quality is definitely there, but who is their market for that? I mean, I guess if it's something that is just going to be a permanent made-to-order collection, that's not necessarily like a bad thing. You know, people can buy it 5 years in the future when they have the money or something like that. But like, really, like, that's what they're investing their time into making? Like, why? Why would they do that? And then sitting around and complaining that IDOS wasn't making them enough money. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I talked about it last stream, but I really don't know what's going on with Square Enix, and it's really disappointing as a company that I really do enjoy on the whole, because I do love so many of their properties. There are a lot more of my favorite properties out of Square Enix than there are literally any other game company out there. And yeah, it's just disappointing to see them making so many weird decisions like that. I mean, yeah, if I had $12,000 to just spend on a statue, I would do it. But unfortunately, I'm not Hassan or Rich Campbell, any of the other, not Asmongold. I don't know if Rich makes quite as much as Asmon. But yeah, I'm not a millionaire streamer. As cool as that would be. Oh, so here we go. Let's do this. Let's see how this is gonna go. I should probably actually focus here, because I genuinely have no idea what to expect. Okay. Here we go. We got some mechanics coming through. Here we go. Okay, he's a little beefy. Definitely definitely more HP than before. That goes without saying. Here we go. So line missiles. Here we go. And of course, the goal always and forever is to fit as many Fire 3, Fire 4s in as you can. Right now, obviously, it'll be Fire 3, but eventually it'll move up. Oh, this has the shield. All right, I see you. Okay, are those going to curve around a little bit like they usually do? Yeah. Okay. Gonna do another one here. Yeah. Okay, so nothing too bad so far. It's more trying to stream and handle my my rotation all at the same time. I should have noticed the Ravana shields a lot earlier, but unfortunately I did not. It happens. Streamer problems. Okay. Seems like I'm having some good luck using Fire 4 in there, and it doesn't knock my Umbral down a tier by using it, so there's really no reason not to, I guess, if I have the mana. There we go. Yeah, so overall, this is a lot more fun. I can see new players actually being pretty into this. Obviously, older players not going to have too many problems with it so far. All this stuff old hat news, but it is a lot more interesting. Kind of wild to see Ravana shields this early in the game. Okay. Switch it over. Oh, that one got me. I wasn't paying attention. It's okay. I think we'll be fine. At this point, it's just a DPS check, I'm guessing. Yeah, he's just doing the impact over and over again. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I like it. Let us aid you. Oh, are we not done? Okay. That's a surprise. Cool, cool. I can get behind this. So they've actually given him a little story. That's kind of cool. He's like trying to dissuade them from going on. Cool. Very nice. Yeah, I like that little bit of flair. Sorry, dude. We know you love your admiral, but it is time to go now. Okay. Is there another phase? I guess so. Okay, cool. Very cool. All right, how's this one gonna go? Got a stun. Oh, I hate stuns as a black mage. Oh god. They are not messing around with some of these. Match-tech missiles again. Yeah, this I could see this being quite a bit of a challenge for new players. I like it. Yeah, I mean it's still mostly just dodge AoEs for the most part. But especially when you have no idea what to expect, it's really got to keep you on your toes. Arian bomb. Oh, this one's got the four-way, so we'll go over here. Another Tartarian bomb, so I have to rotate somewhere. Yeah, let's move it on over here. Oh god, there we go. A bit of a run. Alright. He's got a fair amount of HP too. Fairly beefy. Yeah, I really didn't expect this to be a three-phase fight. Very cool. This has my stamp of veteran approval. I would be curious to watch someone that's never played before do this for the first time. You can only imagine how like Jahara or someone would have handled this the first time it came around. But they probably would have loved it. might have gotten a little frustrated, but I think they would have had a good time. The story and everything's really really kind of neat. Oh god. Oh, run over here. Okay. Yeah, see, that one right there is the trick. That one is where I think a lot of newer players probably are going to mess up a lot. I probably just completely screwed up my rotation, but that's okay. We got the Tartarian bomb. Find the open space over here. There we go. He'll do it the opposite way. I'm assuming he'll do it the opposite way. Oop. Did we ever find out what he looks like without his mask? I can't remember if we did or not. Kind of gives him a little more perspective from the final dungeon in Endwalker, though. now that you look at it, or the 89 dungeon. Now he doesn't seem like such a bad guy, does he? He's just like trying to help his underlings. Man, I looked like satisfied with that. That's kind of scary. Can't skip this one, and I don't remember this at all. Another phase? What? Okay. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here. I guess the Echo is supposed to heal me? Is this just another DPS check? I guess it must be, because nothing seems to be working. Interesting. And this should probably finish me off here. Huh. So yeah, I guess, wow. And do very easy. Huh. So I guess, yeah, I guess that is just a DPS check. Now I've got to do it all over again. Which, I mean, to be honest, my gear is not great. As far as I can tell, it is not great. Yeah, I don't know if there was maybe another mechanic that I didn't know about that I somehow failed to see. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I miss that kind of stuff all the time. I'm just, you know, not paying attention or busy focused on something else. Yeah, I have to assume that was just a DPS check, and given that I am very blatantly not a great black mage so far, it wouldn't surprise me if I am messing up something somewhere, but I don't know where it would be. I'd have to look at a guide or something like that to see for sure. Oh, no. Dang it. Here we go. Didn't even see it. The slide casting actually punished me for once. Yeah, I guess maybe not using Fire 1 might be the way to go. And just constantly switch back and forth between Umbral and... or Fire 1 and... or Fire 3 and Blizzard 3. Might be the way to do it. Yeah. There we go. Next phase. Ads. Just switch on over here. Here we go. It should be a problem now that I switched it to very easy, but yeah, that last phase, I genuinely have no idea if there was something else I was supposed to do. I probably should have paid more attention to the green text, the dialogue text going on. That usually gives you a hint. Here we go. I have the Echo now, because apparently I didn't have it before. Kind of odd how that works with the Warrior of Light, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. There you go, at least put me back into Umbral so I can switch back over fast enough. Go. Oh my god. Running, running. Okay. This is the weird one with 2. Yep. And I gotta run back because he's doing that. Back and forth, forward and back and forward and back. Thunder reproc there. Yeah, this is going to be a lot easier this time. I shouldn't have any issues on very easy mode. I would hope not. It's supposed to be very easy. That doesn't bode well if I can't. Yeah. 470 for the opening proc of it. About 600. I'm just looking at my numbers to see like how they compare. See if maybe there is something I can do with my rotation to make it a little bit better. It doesn't seem like there's too much of a difference from the first hit switching umbrals. Okay, come on. I didn't look at my targets either. Is there maybe a way to break the chain? Maybe. We'll see this time. It is kind of annoying I have to do the whole thing over again, but that's alright. Okay. Does not look like there is a way. That's fine. I have the echo now. Should be significantly easier. Yeah, this is just a pure DPS check at this point. Yeah. Which, yeah, I can see this being probably a little bit harder because I am a black mage as well. So I got the cast timers to worry about and all of that. There we go. Nice, nice. All right. So that pretty much makes all of the revamped stuff that I had not done yet, because I've done pretty much everything else. Oh wait, no, I have not done the new La Habrea yet, which is also supposed to be kind of cool. Where's Camp Blue Frog? Where do I need to go for that? I cannot remember. Okay, so Black Brush and then just straight north. Got it. Alright. So with that said, I think it's time for me to eat. I'm hungry. And have been hungry since before that west wind. Took way longer than I expected. But thanks a ton for hanging out and checking out the stream. As always, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. You know the deal. I might edit this one just for the whole rant at the beginning about mods, but who knows? We'll see. But yeah, hopefully I'll have some more ARR MSQ to finish up with you guys on this alt in the future. I don't know. I'm gonna try coming up with some other stuff I can do on these alt characters just to try and change it up a little bit. But I hope you guys have a good Tuesday. Have a good time with all of your cat books and whatnot. May luck be ever in your favor with Chloe. But you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you guys again soon.